Cancer family, hello and welcome to your October 2024 tarot forecast. I'm Ms. Eden, and Cancer, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for Cancer sun, moon, and rising sign. Y'all, if you're not sure of your moon or rising sign, a quick internet search for a birth chart calculator. There's also plenty of free astrology apps that can get you a birth chart as well. And all that information. All right, y'all. Know, Cancer friends, that whenever you catch this video, that is the right time for you to receive this message. So I don't want you to sweat it too much. If you don't catch this video right after it drops, that's okay. All right. There's a time and a place for everything. So trust in that. Thank you to all the longtime Cancer subscribers for all of your, obviously, your subscriptions. It really helps grow this small channel, which is growing slowly but steadily. I won't even say slowly, steadily but surely, we will say. So thank you all so much, and especially for your comments. I have loved hearing from the family. Just what's going on in your lives and how these readings hit for you. It is really great to hear from y'all, so keep that up. And I know we also have a lot of new subscribers, so any new Cancer family with us, welcome. I'm so happy all of y'all are here, and this is a community, y'all, so definitely chime in. I want to hear from y'all, and not let it just be my voice out there in the internet, all right? I also have one other social media account. I don't dabble too much on other socials, but I do have an Instagram. That link can be found in my bio. And right now, y'all, after the horrific flooding events that we saw in Appalachia here in the United States after Hurricane Helene, I have a fundraiser listed on my profile page on my Instagram that you can head on over to. Again, that link for my Instagram is in my bio here on YouTube, and you can head on over there and donate. No amount is, too small, y'all. So all help is appreciated. And even if you can't contribute any money at this time, because I know, a lot of us are strapped right now, unless you're in that like privileged less than 1%, but send your love, send your light, send your healing energy. It does make a difference. All right, fam. So let me just make sure that's all the plugs. All right. So that's all the plugs I'm going to do. And thank you so much for those of you who are donating and helping out and contributing in other ways to this incredible flooding event. And again, the Carolinas are my home, and especially the mountains in Appalachia, North Carolina. That is a very sacred and special place for me. So it's been pretty heartbreaking to see what's been going on there. But I also know that there's a silver lining to every cloud. And just perhaps there are certain I won't say benefits, but there are certain things that will happen as a result of this that won't all be negative, right? Like I'm already thinking about topsoil replacement from all the flooding and mud. Maybe that's one little benefit, right? So that's an example. Cancers, you've listened to me ramble long enough. Let's get into a quick overview of the astrology for October. As you know, those of you who checked out my video before for the monthly forecast, I like to do a little overview of the astrology and then get into our reading. I knew there was one last thing I had to mention about the fundraiser. I don't know if there's been any difficulty with donations. So y'all, if you do want to donate, you head on over there, hit the donate button, and encounter any difficulty, please leave me a comment there, DM me on Instagram, or come back over here and leave me a comment on YouTube if you're having any difficulty donating to the fundraiser I set up for Hurricane Helene relief in Appalachia. All right, y'all. So astrology, Cancers. We came into the month with a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. New moons are all about beginnings, fresh starts, new paths. So where are we starting new with this eclipse? Again, solar eclipse, right? Pardon me. Let me just grab a swig. Solar eclipse energy, really making things happen a lot faster. We see the materialization and manifestation of things much more rapidly during an eclipse cycle. So part of y'all Definitely the Cancer fan party, y'all might have been feeling some of that during that eclipse cycle we just wrapped up on the 2nd of October. Now, with it being in the sign of Libra, this probably highlighted our relationships, and specifically the truth about the balance that we have in our many relationships in our waking life, and maybe even not waking, right? Like dream world and stuff. But this, what I mean is, it's not always romantic, y'all. I don't mean always romantic relationships. Sure, romantic can be part of it, but I also mean your community relationships, friends, family, work, bosses, your relationship to self, your relationship to the environment around you, your relationship to the planet Earth, your relationship to technology. How balanced is it? What's the truth of that matter? Are we getting really real with ourselves about if there's any imbalance, or if they're, well balanced in our lives? Like, are we being honest with ourselves about that? That all might have come up for us in different ways during that new moon solar eclipse. I just want to make sure I say it right, since there's two different things happening. Now, this was the final eclipse during this eclipse season for September, October. It was also the final eclipse for 2024. So if you've caught my past couple of monthly forecasts, I've been letting y'all know that the pace is going to be picking up from here to the end of the year, and we are smack dab in it right now. So lots of changes, lots of transitions, lots of sudden shifts, truths being shown in the light, right? Shocking truths, changes, all about power. A lot of emphasis on power dynamic, top-down power, and I'll get into that in a minute. But also we're seeing a lot of increase. Interestingly, I've been kind of watching as I've made, these, not really predictions. It's like looking at the astrology, right? So we have Uranus and Taurus, and we also have Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces is right at home, but very much in water mode. So a lot of water related events, again, floodings, hurricanes. What are we seeing with that? Uranus and Taurus is literally the earth shaker. Storms, Uranus, Taurus, earth, right? So where are we seeing larger storms, landslides, tectonic activity with earthquakes and volcanoes and stuff of that nature? I mean, I've just been noticing a lot of increase and pickup in that as well. So it's not just about our power dynamics as amongst us people and humanity. This is also about like earth power. Wow, right? Weather power. So on the 9th of October, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Then on the 11th of October, Pluto stations direct, meaning it moves out of retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. This next week, because at the time of this video filming, that's coming up for us in this coming week. So depending on when you catch this, mark your calendars, because my thoughts are that period, especially between the 9th and 11th, is going to be really spicy with a lot of friction on the world stage. I don't know what is going to happen, but I bet it's going to be a little explosive, a little spicy. And that's because we do have every single outer planet in retrograde from the 9th to the 11th before Pluto goes direct. We will have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, all of them retrograde. And usually when planets are stationing retrograde and direct, y'all, it's a little extra spicy. It's a little extra friction of the traits of both the planet and the sign it's in. So Jupiter, expander planet, and lover of knowledge, travel, right, bringer of gifts and luck, but definitely like it's like the benevolent father, but it expands anything we put our energy into, good or bad. It's in the sign of Gemini. So think about expanding. What do we say? What are we thinking? Innovations in technology, travel, but be very aware of what people are saying, especially in places of power around these days, right? Pluto moving direct in the sign of Capricorn is making its final pass in this earth sign of Capricorn as it moves into the air sign of Aquarius. So this is all about a shift from top-down power in government into power to the people. Aquarius energy. Oh, it's getting spicy, y'all. Then we have a full moon in Aries on the 17th of October, followed by Scorpio season on October 22nd. That starts on October 22nd. So that full moon in Aries, I believe it's like a super moon. I believe, I need to double check that. But that's going to call us to think about what do we need to learn and move on and let go of full moons, meaning wrap-ups, culminations, endings of cycles, learning what we need to learn so we can step forward onto a new path with that knowledge and wisdom, deeply assimilated. But what do we need to learn with our egos in relation to all of that with this full moon? So how are our egos really blocking us, right? Not serving our best interest, because Aries is of the self, first sign, masculine, ego, definitely a fiery, creative energy, but also very aggressive. So again, where do we need to check that aggression and bring it more into balance and harness these energies in a better way where it's not so much ego, it's like higher self, right? So that's the astrology. And like I said, y'all, this energy's picking up. I'm certain I see it on the world stage, and certainly weather-wise, but in our individual lives too. This is going to be a period of a lot of movement, a lot of things picking up pace. So find your things that ground you, that bring you stability as everything is shifting around us, right? And stay objective, right? Do your research, be critical thinkers, kind of question everything a little bit, because there's going to be a lot of falsities as this old power structure is falling away. It can be very loud. So try not to get pulled into the heaviness and the negativity, and especially the fear-based frequencies and emotions and vibrations that are out there, because they're going to be tugging on your energy, Cancer. And here we go into your reading. Talking about fear. Here you are coming into October with the moon. Here, like this is you, Cancer, the moon. I mean, there you are right there. I know it's a lobster, but close enough. So the moon is all about a deeply intuitive space, being in this kind of, I don't know if liminal is the right word. So I'm going to steer clear of that. But yeah, this is being in a space also of fear. So again, like not being in a very high frequency, there's a lot of unknowns right now. There's also an eclipse happening on this card. Depending on how I think it's a solar eclipse, but could be a lunar eclipse. It's kind of like depending on how you want to see it, right? I know this is the moon card, but there's definitely an eclipse happening. So what has happened for you during this eclipse cycle that has brought in some kind of primal fear, this need to feel like you got to protect yourself, that you're not sure what's coming up next. There's an unknown path ahead for my Cancers. That's all right. A lot of us are on new paths, and that can be scary, right? So maybe that's where a lot of our feelings are right now, my Cancer fam, is we are very much feeling our feelings in the unknown, and being like, all of our primal instincts are being triggered to protect and navigate our way in this unknown space, right, on this new path. Yes, just want to make sure everything's in order. And that might be, again, triggered for a lot of my Cancer fam, because here's the energy surrounding you. You might have had some conflict, especially that's troubling your mind. Swords, 5 of Swords energy. So 5s are always about kind of struggle, right? Struggling with something. But this one's really affecting your mind. This could be dealing with someone or a situation, Cancers, where someone else kind of has more resources in the upper hand right now. So maybe they've taken everything and they got the upper hand, and you're feeling a bit defeated here. This could also conversely be, because general reading, right, that my Cancers have had to be the ones doing I don't know if crude is the right word, but the doing the work, kind of the sneaky work, you could say. It's not really secretive though. I mean, it could be done behind closed doors, but I'm begging for the word right now, so hopefully it'll come to me. But this could be about you behaving and having to behave in this way, where you have to kind of make a power move against someone. And if this is you, you know that you have the resources to squash out whatever conflict is coming your way. If this is not you, if you are over here in the background, Cancer, if you're going up against this kind of Goliath figure, and this is what is, again, taxing your mind and energy coming into the month, bringing up a lot of fear of the unknown, fear for your safety, like just like stability, maybe even. It could be like actual literal safety, but like I'm thinking it's more like stability. Everything is so, in today's day and age, like it's very just paycheck to paycheck. Like we don't know what's going to happen next or the long term of anything. So this could be, again, be careful about going up against this kind of Goliath-y figure, because they have the resources to keep going. They have more to keep going at you. So again, like it might be a good idea to retreat, because not move fast with any sudden movements, right? And get a game plan in order. And here you are retreating at the base. Two of Swords. Again, all mental energy. All about intellect, thoughts, truth oriented. And you're trying to get to the bottom. Literally, this is at the base of your reading. You're trying to get to the bottom of a decision that you need to be making. And there's a lot of indecision happening right now. That's why many of my Cancers might feel that need or have already done so, where they've pulled themselves away from others so that they are not distracted by others' opinions or the chatter or any kind of distraction. Notice the water always representing emotions behind you, right? So even though it's of the mind, that doesn't mean it's not an emotional matter as well. But you've had to take out all the extra distractions, emotional included, to help you try and think clearly about this issue coming into the month. Whatever this sneaky kind of behavior is that's causing you a lot of fear of the unknown. And of the past, for my Cancers, you've leaned into your spiritual side. Page of Wands. There also might have been a younger masculine energy that was a fire sign. These court cards can stand for literal people as well, that have been at play for my Cancers in the past. But this could also indicate, just again, you're leaning on your energy, your inspiration. You got it inside you to do what you need to do. And that connection with spirit, because we have Saturn right now in Pisces. There is a deep call for all of us to get very serious about our spiritual development. And it looks like of the past lately, my Cancers are listening to their higher selves, to their guides, to their angels, to, their ancestors, whatever it may be. You're receiving the signs. You've been using your energy in a very innovative and efficient way. Crowning my Cancers reading for the month of October is the Queen of Swords. She don't take no shit. She just wants the truth. So this is being disconnected from any sort of emotional involvement. You are only concerned about the discussion that needs to be had, I guess, for some of my Cancers, to suss out the truth of a matter. This Queen, the Sword, is not the threat. Her hand is. Come and talk to me. This could also indicate, because it's a court card, of actual figure, feminine, air sign energy, older in age. Queen, right, of the court cards, Queen and King are generally like older, right? Not youngins. They got experience and wisdom. So for my air signs, what is that? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Could be dealing with one of them, crowning this reading that's maybe at play, especially with this power player, because she can be very intimidating. She's not going to hear the sob story and get wound up into that. She's going to cut right through it and get to the business, get to the truth of the matter. to bring enlightenment, to bring that wisdom, that clarity, that understanding, so that you can make a more informed decision going forward, Cancers. So yeah, it's good for those of you that this is not an actual figure. It's really good to like sometimes steer clear of the emotional involvement when it can just muck up, right? Have whatever kind of decision y'all need to be making right now. So you're very focused on trying to stay clear-headed and truth-oriented. Coming up in the future for October, mid-late October, is Temperance. Balancing. Again, balancing. Got some balancing here. You got some more, it's a lot of balancing for my Cancers this month. So the way through, Cancers, is to balance. Where are you out of balance? Think about that solar eclipse. I think, ooh, yeah, that might have been it for a lot of my Cancers. That solar eclipse that happened on the 2nd, Libra, in Libra, right? Balance. So a lot of your spiritual messages have been trying to lead you back into balance. Balancing your heart, balancing your energy, balancing your mind, balancing your body. Right? It's almost like, isn't this interesting? Like look at the moon. There's this path that goes off into the distance between the towers, right? You don't know what's down that path. But then look at this Temperance card. It's like there's the path again, come into balance. So don't lead with fear, Cancer. Yes, the unknown can be scary, but that's the very definition of bravery is it's scary, but we do it anyway, right? Bravery isn't an absence of fear. It's very much with fear present. So this is all about like, listen to your guides, listen to your higher self. It will help you find balance in the ways that are going to be most nourishing for you, because the way forward, you can only move forward on the path that, I mean, you can move forward in a lot of ways, Cancer, but if you really want to do it the right way, this is what you got to get to first, along, like, one of the steps on the path. So please let me know along this path this month, where are my Cancers finding their balance? Mine comes from any sort of connection with nature, especially a nice walk in nature. When the birds are around, got a few animals to see. They're always communicating. So I love, that really brings me balance. Yeah. Here it is again. Here you are, right here. Here and now. Justice, balance, truth. Do I need to say more? You're on the search for truth this month. And it can be a very scary journey when we search for the truth of a matter. For real. But know that, there's purpose, because you are trying to get someplace where, again, we have learned something to bring us into balance so that we can continue moving forward in a stronger, more justice-oriented, balanced-oriented, truth-oriented way. Again, there's the sword. Not getting involved with emotion. You're not getting emotionally tied up in things. You are only concerned about the truth because you know that's the key. Ooh, I wonder what... Ooh, I'm so curious. It almost feels like kind of like a mystery, right? Like a mystery novel. I'm like, what's the truth you're seeking, Cancer? Balance again. Look at those scales. Here's how other people are seeing you this month. 6 of Pentacles. So generosity. This can be of giving to others in need or receiving from others. It's okay to do both. Usually, a lot of us humans have a more difficult time receiving when we need help, but that's when we need to remember how much we've helped others. Hopefully. Those in my fam who are here, hopefully y'all are helpers, right? I got my Mr. Rogers shirt on today, so I love that quote of his where whenever something really bad happens, look for the helpers. There'll always be people helping. Yeah. So other people are seeing you as either being generous for some of my Cancers, being very generous towards others with your resources, specifically Pentacles, right? Maybe your home, some food, yes, maybe money, right? But this could also be like someone is providing you and helping you out, Cancers. Giving you the space and support that you need to take a step back and again, suss out the truth of a matter. Wonderful. Trust in the path. Your hopes and fears this month are the Empress. So a couple things with this. One of them that came up, I know this will not apply to everyone, but this is the first thing that popped up. Hopes and fears, especially. This is the card about creation. So also pregnancy. If you don't want to get pregnant right now, hopes and fears, maybe a fear, be mindful. Here's the Empress. She is ripe with creation. So she can birth, babies. She can birth art. She can birth kingdoms. And all from a space of stillness and rest. So this is very much leading with this kind of sacred feminine energy, this intuition and knowing, but very much sourced and connected with our emotions. Guiding us, letting us know, like, how do we feel about something? Letting it drive our passions. This is like, not indulgence. I mean, it can be, but what am I, not luxury. I'll think of it. It's kind of like a very Tauran term, right? Like you're very much enjoying the tactile, and that which is around you, and the physical. Like you're appreciating all the abundance around you, and understanding that you can create anything you want. So, interesting card to have in the hopes and fears. Like it's almost like some of my Cancers are fearful that if they stop and rest, they're going to get nothing done and fall behind. Nah, that's where the power is, boo. Rest is where, look at all of these major arcana cards you got, besides the Angel, which is still about balance, temperance, but look, they're Justice and Empress, they're both sitting. Because stillness is needed for both figuring out a mental quandary, and also an emotional quandary. Empress. So final messages for my Cancers this month is, with all that said, Cancers, be very wary of the paths that you choose, of illusion and delusion. 7 of Cups. Because some of those cups are going to lead you down the path to feeling some loss and grief. They're not the path for you. I know some stuff looks shiny and great and victorious and rewarding, but just because society or you has told us that these are the things that we should be striving for, maybe that's not the right thing for you, Cancer. So again, be very tactful in your choices this month. Again, don't go trying to take on any Goliaths. Like, regroup. Figure out what you need to do so that you don't cause yourself any grief or loss. There's also going to be things falling away from you. So if you're just patient enough, some of these cups, these delusion, like you'll know, because some of them are just going to fall away because they're delusion. They're illusion, I should say. They'll disappear. Right? And then you'll have a more sound choice before you of which ones are truly aligned with your higher self. All right, because you still got some cups, right? But again, the 5s are hard, and you got a couple of 5s. 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups. Pulling on the heartstrings, pulling on the mind this month, that Moon card. And so what's going to help get you through? Again, time alone, stillness, and quiet to learn. Hermit card. You're wrapping up a cycle. This is number 9. You are closing a cycle, and so you need to make sure that what you've been through during this last cycle, learn from it. Or else you're going to have to keep repeating the same lessons. That's the karmic wheel, right? We either learn from it or we stay on the wheel. So this is all about stepping back from others, taking some time alone to really gain the clarity, the insight, the balance that you need for the truth of the matter. And even though you may not see, Cancer, the end goal this month, right? This lantern only has enough light to show you the next couple of steps. If you keep taking a couple steps here, taking a couple steps there, you're going to reach the end, right? You're going to reach the end. But it's up to you. This was, I should just really pull up the deck, but bottom of the deck, King of Wands. No, Cancers, it's up to you and you alone to use your energy to direct it in the way that you want. Spirit's right there to help you. But this is about you knowing what sparks your fire and then taking that initiative. All right, beautiful Cancer. Sending y'all so much love for October. Please let me know in the comments how this hit. And I always love coming back, checking out readings mid-end of the month after some stuff's actually happened and been like, oh. And so definitely let me know, Cancer. I'm really interested to hear. Sending y'all so much love. Bye, y'all.